Hey peeps, my name is Naisha and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on episodes 1 and 2 of the new story on Romance Club, which is called The Missing. It says a police investigator delves into missing person cases by seeing through people's deception. Her journey leads to the exposure of the ultimate betrayal. Now, like I said, The Missing is a new book that came out on Romance Club. It is the 46th book release. This book was released in January 2025, and the author of this book is Faye G, who also co-authored the Volume 1 and wrote the Volume 2. Sorry about that. But okay. So my thoughts on The Missing before I give you spoilers about what chapters 1 and 2 are about. My thoughts is this. I'm kind of like neutral on The Missing. Like, for me personally, from what I played so far, it just seems like an average story about an investigator basically trying to solve a case. That's what it's giving me. I haven't there's nothing that draws my attention too much. I mean, it draws it just a little bit, but nothing to really be like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be amazing, this is gonna be exciting. No, it's just like, oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. And things along that line. Again, like I said, nothing good, but not nothing bad either. It's just in the middle. So now let me give you the spoilers to what I'm talking about. The reason why I say it's just neutral to me. You have been warned. There will be spoilers. Okay. So, your character, you can name your character anything. Any name. I chose Gina, of course. So, Gina Bloom. That's how I'm thinking that's how I'm thinking you pronounce the name is Blom. I don't know if it's Bloom or Blom. But anyway, I'm gonna go with Bloom. Gina, she just got promoted to PA, and her boss. But yeah, anyway, her boss, her boss and mentor decided to throw her a bone and put her on this case about a 11-month baby going missing, because the beginning of the beginning of the story, you see a woman, she's tired. Well, it says she's tired and stuff like that. But yeah, you see a woman, she's tired, and it seems like she dozed off, and then she wakes up, something's not right. She looks at the TV has been cut off, but she doesn't remember cutting off, so of course she calls for her kid, Afford. Is it Afford? Yeah, Afford. But yeah, I'm gonna call him Al for short. She calls for Al, and the thing that kind of grind my gear here is, my thing is, how is a 11-year-old baby supposed to respond to you? Like, you keep calling his name, like saying Afford, like he's 11 years old. It's not like he's like, I want to say like 4 or 5. I just don't understand. Like, other than the goo goo gaga or like crying, I just don't understand. But I digress. Anywho, but she goes to look for a kid in her house, and she doesn't find him. And of course it seemed like someone broke in, so he's missing. Anyway, it cuts to, again, Gina. She is running late for work, and she's just nervous because she just got promoted to a PA, and she's going to see her boss and mentor. And like right when she's about to do this, this guy, he's like a well-known investigator. His name is Mads, and he's waiting to speak to her boss as well. However, her boss sees her and was like, I want to speak to you first. And of course, everybody's shocked that the boss wants to speak to Gina instead of the well-known investigator first. But of course, Gina goes because that's her boss, and she gonna do what her boss says, like, no hard feelings. And of course, while she's in there, her boss is telling her, like, hey, I'm putting you on this case, and it's not because you're a woman and all the BS that people may think. It's because I know that you are a good investigator, and I know you're going to get the job done. And I'm like, I love this boss, because it's like, yes. Yeah, see, we all need bosses like that. Because, of course, she's thinking that it's because she's new and that it's because she's a woman. He's like, no, it's because... He's like, no, because I know you could actually get the job done. This is why I'm giving you this case. And so, of course, she also has a partner for this case. Her partner, I feel like I'm going to butcher her name. Her name is, I want to say Safaf. Yeah, Safaf. I'm thinking Safar. I'm thinking Safar. But yeah, she's what about her? Oh yeah, she's Muslim, which I think is pretty cool that this story is kind of more diverse and stuff like that, because like your character that you playing is mixed. She's half Ghanaian, and her dad is Danish. So yeah. So she's half Ghanaian and Danish. And then not only that, but like you have different love interests that again are different ethnicity. Like Safaf, I want to say you have another one named Abba, and then you have another one named Yasin. Not trying to be funny, but Maz, who is also your love interest, he's the only white guy. No offense. And stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, you have a mixture in it and stuff like that. Because again, I want to say you have like, again, your characters mix depending on who you choose as your character and stuff like that. That's another thing that I like. Whatever like race that you choose for your character, that also plays in with what's going on with the story. But anywho, back to the whole like the boss giving Gina like the case. So he gives her the case of the missing baby, the missing 11-year-old, and of course Safa. I'm thinking, yeah, Safa. I'm going to call her S because I don't want to butcher her name. S is your partner in this case. So, of course, y'all going over what y'all going to do. Mainly going to the small town that this case is in. So, of course, while after y'all get situated, get buddy, because, y'all meet, y'all talk, you chit chat, trying to, get to know your partner and everything. And of course, you have a run in with Maz, but he kind of rude but cocky at the same time, and it's kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie, he's not really that cute to me. I'm just gonna be completely honest. I'm looking at him, especially as a romance like interest. And it's like he's not even cute to me, but he's cocky. I do not like when a romantic love interest is cocky to the point he shouldn't be cocky. Like, he's not cute enough to be cocky in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. I digress. So anywho, after you after you get off work, you go to the hospital because you go to the hospital. At first, we don't know why Gina is at the hospital, but then it comes apparent that she's at the hospital because her dad works there, and her dad does not like her being a police officer. He makes it known, and he just likes to demean her, which pisses me off. But then of course he tries to be like, I'm sorry that like I hurt your feelings, but I still don't get why you want to be a police officer. And it just makes me realize, is it because of your mother? And of course we get a flashback of when Gina was 4 years old and her mother was leaving, and her mother said something like she has to leave in order to protect Gina, and that was it, and stuff like that. And then in Gina's perspective, because she's like 4 years old, like there's a graphic, and it looks like there's like hands on the mother's shoulder, which I ain't gonna lie, that sent chills down my body, because I was like, oh, this is scary. But that's all you see, and the mother leaves and tells Gina that she loves her, but she has to go to protect her. And of course, her dad, like after she has her flashback, her dad is like, your mom was the Lulu, because she wasn't taking her medicine, and Gina does not want to hear it. The only reason why she at the hospital is because she gotta go away for this case, and she just want her dad to take care of her plants. That's it. That's all. And and also she goes back home to get ready for a friend gathering, because like a couple of her friends coming over, to chit chat. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, this is the only part I like in the story, because I don't really see this type of scenario that much in any of the stories that I play. Like, so it's nice to see this. I feel like the only story I will probably see this in is like Sophia's 10 Wishes and stuff like that. But if you don't want to read nothing sad, that's what I'm saying. That's the only time you see something kind of similar to this. But I'm just saying, I like the fact that like she's having like even though she's a police officer, she still have a life. I love this. I was like, I love this. And so, of course, her friends are over, and one of her friends, I want to say her name is Gina. No, not, I'm talking about Gina. Jenna. Her name is Jenna. But yeah, Jenna, she brought her other two friends over because she knew that Gina was going to tell them that she was put on a case, and now she's the lead investigator on the case. And of course, Gina is like, man, how you know this? And she was like, oh, to be honest, she guessed, because and I'm gonna be honest, her saying she guessed makes sense in my opinion, because literally she said that Gina said, I have exciting news for you, and she deduced it like, okay, she's on a case and she's probably the lead and stuff. I was like, yeah, if one of my besties tell me they have exciting news, I'm gonna automatically think that it got something to do with like what they doing, in their like life and stuff like that. Like, for example, I know I have a bestie, and I know she's a YouTuber, and if she tells me she has exciting news, I'm gonna think it has something to do with either her YouTube, her job as like because I know she's also an aspiring actress, and screenwriter. So yeah, I'm going to think it's something along those lines and stuff like that. Like, I'm going to think it's something major, and I'm going to guess that. So I could understand why Gina's best friend Jenna guessed that. and stuff like that. Because hey, I mean, that's a bit like you gonna know something about your best friend. I'm just saying. And if you don't, that's a you problem. But I digress. Anyway, as she and her friends are having this get together at her house, she hears the news on TV, and she tells her friends like, if y'all don't mind, I want to listen to this because this is the case that she's on. And basically, we see the mother, and she looks, I'm not gonna lie, she looks like a teenager and stuff like that. Like, I want to say at least, if not 17, like 17 to 19, but in that range. And of course, we see this guy beside her. He looking angry, and it's like he's pushing her back so like no one could like see her. And of course, like, Gina and her friends are watching this, and one of her friends was like, "Who is that?" Like, I don't remember them saying anything about the woman having a husband or a boyfriend. And Gina said, "Yeah, that is correct." And that's how like episode one ends, and episode two begins with Gina and S basically going to the town where the baby is missing and meeting the mother. And of course, when they do meet the mother, she looks as exhausted, tiring. She's frightened. She wants her baby back, but also she's like very angry and stuff like that. And they seem to like put emphasis on like her angry and stuff like that, because your main character will say something along the lines of like, I noticed that she's angry, like even though she's frightened and exhausted and she just want her baby back, she seems very, very angry and stuff like that. Also, she doesn't want to talk, she doesn't want to give any type of information, which is of course like, is very suspicious on Gina and S part, because they was like, why she don't want to get no information and stuff like that. And so Gina and S, because like they don't really get much from the mother. Her name is Leah, by the way. They don't get much from Leah, so they decided to go outside and check for evidence, and they see how the person could come in and take the kid, and they notice like different evidence. But they also knows that people are looking at them, and of course, Gina thinks she sees someone, but the person disappeared. And S says that like she noticed that there was someone, one of the neighbors was actually peeking at them. So of course, Gina's like, let's go over there and see what's going on. And so they do, and they find out that Leah has been there with the baby for a year, and that she was also in this church. It's called like the, what is it called? The Pagan Church of Christ. Yeah. And she was in that, but she got excommunicated and stuff like that. And so of course, Gina and S is trying to figure out how come Leah didn't tell her that. So of course, they go back to her, and then Gina's like, okay, so how come you didn't tell us this? And Leah still don't want to talk. So she was like, okay, well, we're gonna go to the church and see what's up. And then Leah's like, no, wait, no, I'll tell you, and stuff like that. Tell you what you need to know. Yeah, I was in the church, but I was kicked out because of my parents. My parents are actually the head of the church. I don't use their names and stuff like that. We don't get along. Like, you know, like her and her parents got bad blood. And so now Gina and S is like, okay, this is interesting. The child is missing. Leah got excommunicated from a church that her parents basically was heavily involved in. Okay, so we're gonna see like what comes from that and stuff. And so after that, because Leah is exhausted, they decide to go to the B&B that they rented, because they're solving a case in this town, need somewhere to stay. So anyway, they go back to the B&B, but before they go back to the B&B, again, you meet the the fourth love interest, which is Yasin, and he's the owner of a store there. And of course, he flirts with Gina. Gina flirts back. I forgot to mention that you do meet Abba. I want to say, because like you meet Max first. He's the first love interest. The second love interest is your partner. You meet her second. You meet Abba third. You meet her in the first episode, but it's kind of brief because she is basically just a door dasher and stuff like that. So, but they don't call her that in this and stuff. But like that's literally what she is. She bringing people their stuff. A courier. Okay, I knew there was something. I knew that was the name of it. But yeah, that. And then like I said, back to episode 2. Again, you meet your the fourth love interest, which is Yasin. And again, you have a little moment, a little kiki moment. He also says that if there's anything you need to know about the locusts and stuff, he could help. And so, she keeps that in mind. But like she and her partner go back to the B&B. And of course, while she's there, she and her partner are trying to figure out like what to do next. And the best thing that they can do is her partner go back to I want to say Odense. Go back to Odense to see if the evidence could help them. And then while Gina said that she's going to talk to the people of this church, talk to Leah's parents, and to like any of the members if she could find them in this church. And that's where the episode ended, basically them just figuring out what to do. And so with that being said, again, that's the main reason why I said, okay, this feels kind of neutral to me, because it doesn't seem like there's much to rely on. Like, it's not like wham bam in your face, like Heaven Secrets or what is it? Broken. I want to say The Broken Heart of as Astria and stuff like that. It's not like wham bam in your face and stuff like that. This is kind of subtle, and it's not gonna hit you, especially like the first 2 chapters. This is very subtle, so that's why I said I'm very neutral to this. Like, I don't have nothing like bad to say, but also I'm not gonna say, oh my goodness, this is amazing, because again, it's not that yet. It's just, again, we're just, dipping our toes in the water, and now we just have to see what happens. But that is just my thoughts on it. I also want to say, I feel like me and S are going to be besties, because she's the homie and stuff like that. Really don't know much about ABBA and stuff like that, because the way I'm playing this, in my playthrough, the men are my love interests, while the female are going to be my good friends. So yeah, that's how I'm playing. So, and let me tell you, the love interest, oh my goodness, for those who having the men and the men only as a romantic love interest, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I feel like I'm gonna go for Yasin, only because he find me. Like, Max is cute, but I just don't like his cockiness. Like, something about it is like I don't get, because it's like because like Yasin and Max are different. Like, they both have that, like, cocky energy, but with Yasin, it's not really cockiness and stuff like that. It's like, he's just like playful in a way, but not like too playful. Just like, like a friendly person, where Max is like he wants to like taunt people, which I just don't care for. So yeah, I feel like I'm gonna go for Yasin a little bit more. Um, as far as the story goes, I'm kind of curious to see where it goes, especially because I want to know what happened to Gina's mama. Because for her mom to say, "I'm going away to protect you," that seems kind of like extreme and serious. And it's like, okay, what's going on? Why is the mama like? I'm kind of serious about that. Um, not kind of serious about that, but yeah, I'm kind of curious, not serious. I'm kind of curious about it. And I want to know like what's like about more about Gina's and her father's like relationship, because there are some flashback you get, and basically Gina is saying that like her and her father don't really, you could tell her and her father don't get along that much, especially ever since her mama left. So it's kind of curious to see where that goes. And also for the missing kid, because I'm trying to figure out who stole the baby. Like, who kidnapped the baby? Like, what going on here? And who is that man that was in front of Leah while she was, like, on camera? Like, who was he? Like, so I'm curious to know, like, more about it. So I can't wait until we have more information on it. But that's all I have to say. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below what you like about this, what you didn't like about this. Do you have a love interest that like you are set on now? If so, who it is? Just let me know. And I appreciate you if you stayed this long. I really do. And for bearing with me because I'm not feeling well. I have a sinus infection, but I'm taking my meds. So yeah, I can't wait till this clears up. But again, like I said, thank you for sticking with me this long. And until next time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I know I said it again, but my bad. See ya.